Good evening, everybody. This is Arduce, Sam with Cajun Couple Trucking, and I know it's been a little while, and we're trying to get back on a regular schedule. But what we're talking about today um, is a question we get asked a lot, and it's how do we make our marriage work on the road? So stay tuned, and we're gonna talk about it in just a minute. Well, hello everybody. As the introduction says, I am Arduce. This is
Sam.
and we are Cajun Couple Trucking. Um, it's a little dark right now. We're having to use our lights. We're in Springfield right now. We picked up a trailer in Joplin, Missouri, and it was tracking heavily to the right. It was in the middle of the lane, and the trailer was on the rumble strip. So we had to bring it in. They gave us another load for a trailer that was coming in, a load that was coming in. Whenever it got in, they said it needed brakes. So we're waiting on that trailer to be finished. Hopefully we can leave by midnight. Right now it is, let's see, 8:30 p.m. Okay. So we get asked a lot about, people ask us a lot if I'm training her. And we usually respond with the fact that we're married. And one of the most common responses we get when we say that is, "Oh, that's the quickest way to get a divorce." Another one is, What was some of the other ones, baby?
How do y'all deal with each other when you fight? Where do you kick him out to? Um,
Uh,
just a whole bunch of disbelief that that could ever work.
mhm. And so, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. She probably has to work at it a lot harder than I do because, I mean, I'm not an easy guy to get along with usually. In short spurts, yes, but 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it's kind of hard. Just a little bit of our background: we started having kids early. In fact, I just turned 48 this past weekend, and our oldest child is turns 30 this year. Our youngest one is 19. We have 5 kids, 10 grandkids now. And we spent our early years rearing children, and we're not gonna. We both enjoyed it, but we're also glad that we could do things like this. When we're young enough to still enjoy it and still get something out of it, and we love going back home to the grandkids and seeing the grandkids. I got a couple white hairs right there, look like a. Um, Oh, but it looked like a booger for a second. But
Difficult to get along with.
yes, but when we go back home, we're still young enough to play with the grandkids. When we went home for my birthday, we took the grandkids to um, Chuck E. Cheese. So how we get along, um, it's just you have to you have to make the decision that you're going to continue, and you're going to make the conscious decision that you love this person, and you're going to take care of them, and you can do everything you can for them. You may not like that person all the time, but love is a decision, and it's something that we work hard on each and every day. And marriage is a two-way street. So we make sure that we can, that we both travel it. So I'm gonna turn it over to my wife because, like I said, she does most of the heavy lifting in the relationship. So she'll have some pointers for people.
Forgive often. It's not near as bad as what it seems like in the moment. Just tomorrow's another day. And most of the time, if you say something you don't mean it out of the fact that you're hungry or tired. That's just truth. I mean, we all act different when we're hungry and tired. So, I mean, you have to build a base, of course, but I mean, we kind of build off of that, and we every day choose each other. So, you just got to make a conscious decision, and it's a small space. You're going to get on each other's nerves. You're going to go for walks. You're going to, take a break from each other every now and then. Because definitely, going for a walk clears your head, lets you kind of think things through before you say things you don't mean or things you can't take back. So,
And then having a hobby helps too.
definitely.
I do RC cars and stuff, and whenever I'm just frustrated at the end of my rope, I keep the batteries charged, and if there's no dirt anywhere, I just plop it down on cement where we're at and go.
Yep, and I do postcards, and I've got a coconut that keeps me busy.
And her Facebook game,
Yep.
there's one that she really loves, and then Facebook keeps her busy too.
Yep, just talking to people.
I mean, she will. Oh, hi, Ginger.
Shadow Driver says hi.
Yeah, she drove by waving to us. Ginger's known me and my daughter since PSD, and anytime you come up to Springfield and it's in the evening, try to grab a ride on the Ginger Express. You won't regret it. But getting back to it, having a few hobbies. There's one night a week. Well, we try. We haven't been successful in a little bit because I've been driving a lot of Tuesday nights. There's one night a week I play games, with my friends online. I play my Call of Duty game on my phone. The Xbox, we watch movies together. We pop popcorn. A lot of holding hands. Um, not only does it show a connection and strengthen a bond, but holding hands for 20, 30 minutes a day actually lowers your blood pressure. I mean, that's really great. And I mean,
Having a pet doesn't hurt either.
yeah, this woman gave me 5 kids, and she deserves a rest and just relaxation. I don't ask her to drive or anything. She says she might get her CDL next year, but all she does is ride and enjoy the view, take pictures, fix me lunch and breakfast, and usually supper. Um, so, I mean, as far as it goes, we had our rough patch in our marriage the first, up to about 10 years. And then we decided we weren't going to do that anymore. One of the big things is we just sat down and decided that before we start throwing around angry words, before we start yelling and screaming at each other, to think about it. If I died tonight, would this fight, would this keep me from getting to heaven? If we haven't calmed down and forgiven each other, 10 years from now, will this fight have mattered at all? And then, 20 years from now, will we even remember this fight? Or even, you're going to remember the fight, but are you going to remember the reason for the fight?
Probably not.
If you can't answer no, it won't keep me from getting to heaven. Yes, it will matter in 10 years. And yes, we will remember what it was we were fighting about in 20 years. Then it's not worth fighting about. Just let it go. And, I know, especially in the trucking business, you know, you bring on a lot of things, especially if you lease. You know, you got to pay your own taxes, you got to do your own health care. You can't get in the Obamacare system because you own a business, and all that other crap puts a lot of stress. It's not one thing in particular; it's all of it together. And you just have to remember that the reason why the person sitting next to you is sitting there is because you love them and because you trust them, and because you love them and trust them and decide to spend the rest of your life with them.
Okay.
You know,
Someone's walking in front of the truck, so
yeah,
Coconut's growling.
she doesn't like two-legged creatures, but because of that,
All right.
we should Coconut. It's enough,
He's
baby.
fine.
You should give them the respect that they deserve, and that you should respect them well enough to not want to fight with them. And yeah, there are times whenever
And truthfully, the person riding with you, for some truckers, is not your wife. It's someone you chose to team with, and it still applies in the fact that you chose that person to drive with you for a reason. Whether they just did something that just annoyed you in that one moment, sometimes just wait, address it later when you're both calm and you both can discuss it without it becoming an issue and, possibly causing you to have to break up the team, because it's not always a husband and a wife. Sometimes it's really good friends and you ruin a friendship, or brothers, You don't want to ruin
or sisters.
Yeah.
We can't leave our ladies out of it.
There you
Our
go.
daughter drives, so we can't leave ladies out of it. But what it really boils down to, in our opinion, is a conscious thought, conscious decision. Just like when you get up in the morning, is it going to be a good day? Is it going to be a bad day? You make that decision on what kind of day it's going to be. And you make the decision on how things that are going to happen will influence you. As drivers, as professional drivers, we know every single day you're going to be cut off. Every single day you're going to be brake checked. Every single day someone's going to look you the bird over some strange reason. Every single day, there's going to be things happening. At least twice a week you're going to be in traffic. And the thing about it is 90% of the people who cut you off, if let's say your truck's covered at 65 and you're going 65, 90% of people who are going to cut you off doing 65 are other truck drivers. It's a fact of life. Slow down to 60, 62, that's where I drive. I hardly ever get cut off. It does happen on a daily basis, but instead of 6, 7, 8 times a day, it happens once or twice. And it's usually people merging. But we make that conscious decision that we're not going to let it bother us, that we're going to be happy people, we're going to be professional. The same thing with having a partner. You make that conscious decision every day. And whether it's, like my wife said, whether it's your wife, your one of your kids riding with you, your brother, your sister, someone you met in training that you wanted a team with, someone that you trained, or someone that trained you and y'all decided to stay as a team, doesn't matter what it is, who it is, it's a conscious decision every day to build that relationship and maintain that relationship. And it is a two-way street. I made it sound like my wife does everything for me, but I do plenty of things for her on a daily basis. And I do not let her, there's not a day goes by I don't tell her how much I appreciate her and how much I love her. And even in a team situation where it isn't, you should tell the other person, hey, thanks, hey, great job.
Just some kind of affirmation that you appreciate them. Don't always have it be negative. because there's enough negative out there.
And if we let, especially in the industry we're in, if we let negative thoughts, negative emotions, negative consequences happen, and we wind up in a much, much worse situation than if we had just let it go and not, I mean, if you're going to speed up to try to cut that four-wheeler off that cuts you off, what's that going to accomplish? You might get up to 60, 70, 75 miles an hour, cut them off, hit the brakes, and what happens? Either they smack in the back of you, or they come around, they cut you off again. Now you're in a vicious cycle that has to end somewhere, and where that usually ends is an accident.
Or you just look like a grumpy old trucker.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Making our, the outlook for the general public for us looks worse. Why do you think that all these organizations are trying to put speed limiters in our trucks, trying to,
cameras,
all the cameras off? I mean, these are reactive things that, some of these things are reactive things that the government's doing to, I mean, let's face it, the four-wheelers outnumber us, thousands to one. And, when they start crying to the DOT starts listening, right? Then, I mean, who cares that 95, 98% of accidents, almost 100% accidents now, involve a four-wheeler that the driver was on a cell phone? They don't care about that. They don't look at that statistic because in their eyes it's not fixable. It cannot be fixed. There's too many people doing it. If they put officers on the road to monitor that, they'd be pulling people over all day, every day, and never doing anything else. And I've talked to officers about that. So what's the way to fix it? Is fix the smaller number. They're complaining about truck drivers. Truck driver blew his horn at me because they don't want to say they're on their phone for no reason. So they're going to want to take air horns away. It's a reactive society we live in. Just like these companies wanting to put, inward-facing cameras. Well, they're losing court cases because they're saying their attorney's saying that guy was driving distracted. Look, we pulled up. Who cares if it was your trucker path on your phone running when the accident happened? They're trying to say you were using your phone. Inward facing cameras, company now has themselves covered. Either it was your fault and you were doing something you shouldn't have been doing, you were distracted driving, or you were driving like you should and it was the other person's fault. And that's clear as day. It can't be disputed now. And so there's a lot going on, and as I said, we live in a reactive society. So people react. And the same thing in relationships now. Instead of being proactive and walking around and unlocking your partner's door, don't have to open it for them, wife, partner, whatever, and making it easier on them. No, most people would get in the truck, sit there, pretend like they don't hear the knocking on the other side, then think, oh, I'm going to do a joke or something. And then when that person finally gets in, they're boiling over mad, screaming, and that starts a fight. And then, it goes from there. That's reactive. They're reacting to what you did. Now you're going to react to what they're doing, and it's going to escalate. So let's be proactive and remember that Jesus says to love others as we love ourselves. Treat others like we want to be treated. You wouldn't want to be locked out of your truck. Don't let anybody don't let your partner be locked out of the truck. Anything to add to that?
Try to smile, guys.
Yeah.
It helps.
It is a rough world, and smiling is contagious, almost as contagious as a cough or a yawn. Now I want to yawn. How many people yawned when I said that? Put it down in the comments. I think that'd be fun. But
if you smile at all these people that you run into on the road, they can't help but smile back, and usually it'll make your day better.
Now, we have run into several people that watch our YouTube channel. We have run into several people that are starting to watch our YouTube channel. 2 people actually started following us today. Well, 3, because the girl up in Driver Health and Fitness. And guys, I am bad with names, but a lot of times if I don't mention your name, it's because I didn't get permission to mention your name on our stream podcast, our YouTube channel. So I don't like to mention names without permission, because it's rude, and you never know who doesn't want their name put out there. But it has been great sitting and visiting with people. Now, it was an unintentional stopover. We were just supposed to run through, get fuel, grab our stuff from that my wife ordered. She ordered me a pair of shorts. She ordered me a shirt. She got a rice cooker for the microwave, because she'd been wanting rice and
it steams vegetables.
Yeah, it steams vegetables. But it was a fundraiser for the shelter she volunteers at, and we got our sprinkles and all. Thank you, sister-in-law, for sending them. We burned pink zebra in the truck.
The scents and the wax warmer while we're sleeping, it makes the truck smell so good, and it lasts during the day while we're driving. But we definitely unplug the warmer and package it up while we're driving, or else it would get broken. But the scent just lasts all day, so it's really cool.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I freeze it.
Well, we freeze it so that the wax cools real quick. But my wife put twice as much as I usually put. Now, can you grab one of the bags of sprinkles?
Yes. I know right where they are.
But anyway, this one has a light. We got a new one with an apple, and our sister-in-law sells them. And I'm telling you, the first time I smelled it, I walked into our house, and we do not have a small house. We have a very large house, and she had them in the kitchen. Now, when you walk in my house, it's kitchen, and there's a little alcove with a bathroom. Then we go living room, then me and my wife's bedroom, master bedroom, and bathroom. Then a hallway, and then the other 2 bedrooms in the bathroom. And our vent for our AC, our pickup vent, is in the hallway. She had these burning in the kitchen, and it had the whole house. The AC vent picked up and had the whole house smelling awesome. They smell great. They smell for a long time. It's made with soy wax. You 2 need to stop. And I'm going to show y'all what they look like real quick. And I'm going to show y'all. You 2, I say y'all need to stop. But anyway, you can mix the different scents, and it makes it look great. But see, there, let me see.
I'll take that.
See these little beads. Okay, they call them sprinkles, and literally for the last
cubes, but these are soy wax.
But they honestly,
and they're pet friendly in case coconut
we're gonna have to put that one. That's the sweet candy apple, huh?
Yeah, that's candy apple.
But 2 nights ago, started my warmer. I put 12 of those discs, 12 to 15. That was it. And it smelled. We only leave it on at night when we're stopped, while we're sleeping. And it smelled all night. Every time we got out to use the restroom, got back in. Because y'all know I'm a diabetic, so I get out like 3 times a night. Then the next day, every time we got out to fuel, to eat, to walk, take the dogs out to use the bathroom, get out to go use the restroom, when we got back in the truck, we could still smell it. And it was, this part was in the freezer.
And I mean, we're talking about keeping a positive attitude, keeping everything happy and stuff. And smells in your truck really do affect you.
And keeping the truck clean too. If you have a clean, well-scented environment, you're much happier. You feel better.
I mean, you walk in and you smell a scent that you love, like cinnamon roll, and you're like, oh, this truck is amazing. You walk in and you smell something nasty and you're not so happy. So it kind of helps. I mean, find what works for you, but for us, if we have scents, it helps us to just keep a positive day and remind ourselves of good smells that we like.
And it's always work. And we did some couples counseling and marriage counseling. We were at our church in Port Arthur. So I mean, if y'all have
about 20 years ago.
Yeah, if y'all have any questions, always feel free to send us a message, put something in the comments, and as always, subscribe, like, comment. It helps out the algorithm.
And we'll get back to you privately if you have private questions.
Right. And
definitely don't want to make anyone uncomfortable.
No, I mean, we'll reach out. All right, girls.
We're training a pup. We have our pup and then our daughter's pup that we're training. So it's been fun.
Yeah. And the daughter's pup likes to sniff, and our pup thinks she's human. So she doesn't like to be sniffed. So she is very vocal about don't sniff me. Anyway, as always, and if you say if you too.
Come here.
If you think you want to drive, drop us a line. I check the comments daily, and thank you all the new subscribers. I'm glad that the information we're putting out has been helping you. And like I said, any questions, comment, like, subscribe. If you decide you want to truck drive and have any questions, let us know. If you want to come to Prime, let us know. We'd appreciate it if you use our driver code. V as in Victor, EIAAN. I usually don't plug that. I usually put it in the comments. I'll probably still put it in the comments. But I promised the last video that I put a little bit of video of me playing with my RC car. Couldn't find a really good place to bash, but my wife got a little bit of footage, so I'm gonna add a little bit of that on there. And if you see us on the road, feel free to come by and say hi. And if you have any questions, that's what we're here for. We enjoy helping people. So, any last final thoughts, babe?
Have a great day.
All right, and as always, keep your shiny side up, your rubber side down, and your mirrors between the ditches. We'll catch you later. Good evening,